Good morning, televiewers of My Media Prime Television. Here on to the last edition of The Brief for the week, live on My Media Prime Television, a program where we always get to dig several layers beneath the major headlines as captured by newspapers. On today's edition of the program, the newspapers are focusing on the senatorial elections convened by President Paul Biya in Cameroon. We are told that shortly after the convening of the Electoral College, separatist leaders based abroad have banned the senatorial elections in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, and the ban, according to what we are reading, is already having effect as some civilians have been killed in the northwest region of the country by suspected Ambazonia fighters shortly after the order by the ring leaders or the leaders who are based abroad. Amongst those that were killed are two elections Cameroon officials who were shot and killed. We shall talk about that this morning, and also the outing of the UDP political party leader to talk about the senatorial elections in the country, especially to some senators of the ruling CPDM party, whom, according to the leader of that political party, have disgraced the northwest region of the country and should not be given another mandate by those who are called up to vote in the senatorial elections come March 12, 2023 in Cameroon. Gwladys Bomotonguina is here. Let's have the headlines in the French language newspapers. Bonjour Gwladys.
Bonjour Lasha. Bonjour à vous et merci de rester fidèle encore à cette dernière édition de la semaine de Debout, votre émission bilingue de revue de presse. Ce matin, nous débutons avec Émergence quotidien qui nous plonge dans le cœur de la masse salariale au Cameroun. Le journal nous révèle ce matin que le Cameroun est donc en quête de soutenabilité. Les détails sont donc en page 3 d'Émergence quotidien à ce matin. En page 11, le journal nous parle de l'UNIFAC. Les Lions indomptables U17 remportent donc le tournoi. En page 2, le journal nous parle de bois sous forme de grumes. Le Cameroun va donc interdire l'exportation du bois en grumes en 2025. Toujours dans le même journal à sa page 3, le journal nous parle de carburant. L'État veut donc réduire de moitié la subvention en ce qui concerne le carburant au Cameroun. Nous poursuivons avec l'œil du Sahel. L'œil du Sahel, en grand titre ce matin, parle des sénatoriales 2023, les potentiels candidats de l'extrême nord. C'est dans cette édition de l'œil du Sahel à sa page 3. En page 4, le journal nous parle de Midima, l'émission du nouveau directeur général. C'est donc dans cette édition de l'œil du Sahel à sa page 4. Nous continuons avec le quotidien Réalité Plus, mesdames, messieurs, ce matin, qui nous parle ici de Issa Adamou, âgé de 34 ans, un Bororo du nord-ouest, nommé donc par le président Paul Biya, secrétaire particulier du Premier ministre, chef Dr Joseph Djongouti du sud-ouest. Les détails sont en page 2 jusqu'à 3 de Réalité Quotidien Plus ce matin. Nous continuons avec le Reporter Hebdo. Le Reporter Hebdo, ce matin, nous parle en grand titre de lutte contre la corruption par le MinSanté. Le cabinet de monsieur le ministre de la Santé publique a abrité en fin de matinée du 19 janvier 2023 l'audience qu'il a accordée au réseau des parlementaires camerounais contre la corruption, qui va donc en droite ligne aux observations du président de la République du Cameroun, son Excellence Paul Biya, lors de son discours de fin d'année à la nation camerounaise. Les détails sont en page 3 du Reporter Hebdo ce matin. Nous clôturons avec Info Matins. Info Matin nous parle en grand titre de Martinez Zogo, qui reste donc introuvable, porté disparu le mardi 17 janvier autour de 21 h. Toujours pas de nouvelles, outre des rumeurs de supputation allant donc dans tous les sens du chef de chaîne d'Amplitude FM et présentateur de l'émission à très forte audience embouteillage. Le journaliste Martinez Zogo reste donc introuvable. Les détails sont en page 3 d'Info Matin. Mesdames, Messieurs, voilà pour votre information sur nos journaux ce matin en langue française. Place à la découverte de ces informations en langue anglaise. Et c'est avec toi, Lasha.
Thank you, Gwladys Bomotonguina. Thank you to televiewers of My Media Prime for staying with us this morning. We kickstart with the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post is focusing on the announcement of authorities or officials of Finance Ministry talking about subsidies or fuel subsidies in the country. The paper this morning, one of its major headlines, writes fuel price hike imminent as government hints on cutting subsidy by 50%. The paper goes further to tell us that the prices of petroleum products will likely witness an increase in the course of the year. Government authorities have hinted the issue of fuel price subsidies for weeks now have been in the news as an International Monetary Fund IMF mission visited the country. The looming hike in the fuel prices was recently brought to the fore by the Director General of the Budget at the Ministry of Finance of Cameroon, Siri Edu Alo, and the paper is also telling us that the senior official has announced that government intends scaling down by 50% its budget on fuel subsidies. Get full details on page 3 of this edition of the Guardian Post newspaper. We take you to the northwest region of Cameroon to talk about the killing of 2 elections Cameroon officials. We are 2 election officials killed in Bamenda within 24 hours. There has been there is a growing fear of uncertainty in the northwest region of Cameroon, according to the paper, after at least 4 persons were reportedly killed within 72 hours in Kwen, Bamenda 3 subdivision. Amongst the 4 persons are 2 workers of elections management body Elections Cameroon Elecam. The others include a popular businessman and a boy identified as a Nigerian. Full details on page 7 of this edition of the Guardian Post newspaper that you can find wherever you are this morning in Cameroon. We leave the Guardian Post newspaper. We are taking you to municipal updates to talk about senatorial elections. This time around, the paper is focusing on what is happening at the level of the ruling CPDN party as CPDN clips wings of aspiring regional municipal councillors. Get full details in this edition of Municipal Updates newspaper. Municipal Updates is also telling us that a journalist working for Vision Cat Television, Chu Emmanuel, has been enthroned as Cock Fon. Get full details on the enthronement of the Cock Fon in Menchun Division of the Northwest region of the country in this edition of Municipal Updates newspaper. We stay in the Northwest region to talk about the killing of 2 elections Cameroon staff. The 2 staff of Elecam were killed within 24 hours, as we are told, and within the 24 hours that they were killed, we are told they were replaced immediately after they were killed. 24 hours after they were killed, they were immediately replaced, and they were killed they were killed alongside 2 others civilians in Bamenda, chief town of the northwest region of the country. Their killing comes shortly after one of the Ambazona leaders based in Norway, Cho Ayaba, had banned the organization of senatorial elections in the northwest region of Cameroon. We take you to Cameroon Tribune. Cameroon Tribune this morning is focusing on the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of the northwest region of Cameroon, rebuilding northwest Midenu to maintain roads in the northwest region of Cameroon. The Northwest Development Authority, according to the paper, and the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of the northwest region of the country has established partnership on January 18, 2023 for the former to accompany the latter in accelerating rural development so as to improve productivity and boost the well-being of the local population. Get full details in this edition of Cameroon Tribune this morning that is focusing on that. The paper is also interested in the cooperation ties between Cameroon and China. We are told that over 60 administrators are being schooled on how to improve on the relationship between Cameroon and China, the cooperation ties between Chinese and Cameroon, or China and Cameroon in the domains of development and other related issues. Get full details on page 3 of this edition of the National Bilingual Daily Cameroon Tribune. We end this morning with The Voice. The Voice newspaper is taking us to the Northwest region to focus on the outing of the leader or the chairman of the UDP political party. Senatorial elections in the Northwest and Southwest region, political gimmicks maneuvers begin. We are told that the Northwest senators have failed woefully, disgraced the region. Those were the words of the UDP chairman, as the paper puts it this morning. Get full details in this edition of the said newspaper, talking about the outing of the UDP chairman, who of course has decided to throw his weight behind the ruling CPDN party. We shall talk about that in this edition of the program. Let's now end with this headline that has to do with revenue collection, customs administration to generate over 20 billion francs CFA from cocoa export taxes in 2023. The announcement was made recently by the Director General of Customs in the country. Thank you for watching, televiewers of My Media Prime. This is what we gather for you this morning. We're hoping that you stay with us to get the analysis, as we are already joined in the studio by our Northwest Bureau Chief Charlse Kebua, who is joining us this morning in the studio. He's coming all the way from Bamenda, chief town of the Northwest region. Charlse Kebua, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Sir Lasha. Good morning to televiewers, and good morning to Cameroonians viewing us live all over the world.
Charlse Kebua, sad news coming from Bamenda. Within 72 hours, over 4 persons have been killed in Bamenda, chief town of the Northwest region of the country. And this killing is coming shortly after the announcement, or the wave of killing that has resumed in the Northwest region is coming shortly after the announcement of the senatorial elections, which we will be holding on the 12th of March 2023 in Cameroon. How is the situation in Bamenda?
We will put it quite sad. I will use the word sad because the Northwest region as a whole, to crown the end of 2022, witnessed what we talk of calm all over the region. The gunshots we had in the past, be honest, during the Christmas festivity, we never had it across the region. And entering 2023, everybody was there for peace. And I also stand for peace. Even though we always say peace without justice is no peace. It's fragile. But let us be honest that, like the national chairman of the United Democratic Party, Alhaji Lawan Bako, had always said, his party, the UDP, stands for justice, justice, and justice for all. Just equally, like we say, peace, peace, and peace for all. The current happening in Bamenda within these few days had actually spared so many persons, because you will not imagine people get up to slain, people get up to kill. I mean, it's what.
And the killing apparently has been ordered by one of the ringleaders. We are talking about Ambazonia leaders abroad. He reportedly came out as per the notes or the audio and whatever stuff he sent out, warning or stating clearly that senatorial elections have been banned in the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon.
Yeah, you see, this is the aspect in which we've been crying in the Northwest and Southwest regions, that the social media and those in the diaspora are not doing any good to us back home. And somewhere we always say it is time we stop answering calls or get what people from outside who don't even know exactly what is right on the terrain, they keep what we talk of, intoxicating others to go slain, intoxicating others to carry arms against your own same brother. It's worth something for us to sit and rethink about this. And those of them who keep perpetrating it, let's be honest, at times I used to sit and I ask, what is government? As government keep telling us each time that they are fighting this ill, what is government really like doing with somebody like this, whom others are being traced and, are being caught up and taken off. And he's been left to keep on,
But the laws in Norway, probably Cameroon government does not have maybe signed any extradition treaty, probably.
It's high time, even if the government does not, it's high time for us, our brothers out there in the diaspora, to stop what they've been doing to ensure we are killing ourselves back in the Northwest and Southwest.
On a vu certains Camerounais, certains leaders de ces groupes ambazoniens qui sont à l'étranger, qui ont été arrêtés. Est-ce que celui-là ne faisait pas partie de ces ambazoniens qui ont été arrêtés?
That is the very question we keep asking, because you cannot be indicting others and then you keep.
No, they said somebody even declared on this very platform that they've gone to the American embassy, the U.S. embassy in Yaoundé, and verified those that were arrested got absolutely nothing to do with the Cameroonian government. It is the U.S. government that decided a complaint was tabled at the level of the embassy, and they decided to investigate those guys. That got nothing to do with anybody or Cameroonians or the Cameroonian government working in close collaboration with the U.S. government.
Yeah, and why should an individual come up with an audio or a video and wants his own brothers and sisters back home after others have been indicted to be killed? It's worth something. Let's be honest. We have.
So are you saying that government is slow in acting?
We can say government is slow because it is really high time for government to sit and say, stop this thing and let it end.
And you think that arresting those people and bringing them back to Cameroon will quench the tension?
Well, if arresting and you arrest and you don't bring them to the right table for them to sit, make things orderly, I think bringing them back home when you've not indicted them in a good front it will not help a situation.
We've seen others that have been arrested and kept in Yaoundé, and the conflict is still raging. When they were arrested, things were not as bad as they are today.
We have witnessed it. It's just the same at times. They'll say when you kill one soldier, 10 soldiers will come out. But we don't see it that way. It's worth for us to now let people take this as a doctrine. It should be an educative something for people now to know it is high time for us to take love and put it in front of us. To love your brother, love your neighbor as yourself. If you go keep killing, where do we keep the Northwest and the Southwest region? Now that the thing we are looking at it is now becoming a settling of scores.
Monsieur Charles, quelle est la proposition que vous faites au gouvernement camerounais aujourd'hui pour résoudre ce problème?
We have always said it is high time for the government of Cameroon to identify those who are perpetrators of these issues, bring them on board, talk. It's high time the dialogue should flow continuously, for us to end this no-show crisis.
What do you do with those that are criminals in the process? Because you have some people who are genuinely fighting for the rights of Anglophones. We have people like Agbobala, they have been fighting, they went to prison, they came out, they are still fighting. They don't have guns in their hands. You have other people who are genuine. They are not calling for violence. There are some who are calling for violence, but who are also for the genuine cause of Anglophones, as they put it. So what do you do with the criminals in this aspect? So many people have disappeared. The phone of Bambalang is nowhere to be found for over a year and counting now. So many people have disappeared. The crimes keep increasing.
This is one of, we will put it, a terrible situation, because the crisis began in a genuine cause. But today we have allowed thieves, I used to say thieves have engulfed in the whole matter, and they have turned the Anglophone crisis. And today, those who began, the talking on behalf of the Anglophones cannot again have what to say, because people who are carrying arms today, like I say, are thieves. Most of them will not hide it. Most of them, as known, are people who have break jail. Some of them, they ran away from prisons. Some of them, it was something for us to start from one front to another to condemn all this, because we are the same persons communicating to those people who are carrying arms and killing but us, not targeting the right persons in whom.
How is the holding of the senatorial elections a major problem, or how would it hinder the achievement of the Anglophone cause, or what the people are advocating for? How would holding or banning the senatorial elections help the cause?
I don't see where it will help, because it is an individual. The senatorial elections have been called up by His Excellency President Paul Biya, and it is within and stipulated as, you know, the constitution places. And I don't see somebody out will go against to say the Northwest region will not have senatorial elections. No. For me, I don't. Why should we always deprive the Northwest and the Southwest out of the 10 regions? Really, we are the minority, true. But as minority, I think we have a voice, especially with the coming up as placed today that we have a special status. For me, people would have, you know, would have galvanized ourselves back to see, rethink, re-strategize, and see how we can use this special status given to the Northwest and Southwest region and make gains out of it. The reconstruction process is presently going on, and works are going. Yes, let me tell you something. You'll be surprised to hear that the reconstruction process is going on in the Northwest and works are ongoing. Yes. How does this work go on? Let me give you an example. The contractors are doing their work. The population, they are happy with what is being done. If you see the Northwest region in the past 5 years was shattered completely. Hospitals, schools, roads, you could not move from one angle to another. But today, take the road to Menchum Division. Let's be honest. All the bridges that were cut off, works are ongoing. You go to Benakuma, down in Benakuma, the health center that was AIDS, they are rehabilitating those projects. And just equally like in other parts. And like we say, these works are going on. It's negotiable. Why do we say it's negotiable? Which will not have been that. The contractor goes down to field and gets to the boys. And, you know, make sure they also have some little thing for themselves. And
is that not another way? Is that not another way of even ending the conflict, making those boys who are in the bushes to understand that the things that they are doing, they are hindering the development of their own community?
Some have started realizing that they were hindering the development of their communities, and that is why in some areas they are accepting government projects to be carried out. And it's for the benefit
Monsieur Charles, avec cette histoire de refus de la participation du Nord-Ouest et du Sud-Ouest au sénatorial, est-ce que ça ne va pas encore amplifier cette position de marginalisation qu'ils sont en train de décrier, puisque le Nord-Ouest et le Sud-Ouest n'aura pas de sénateurs?
Look, there is no way you will refuse the region.
Okay.
Yes, there is just no way, because it
is a
national election.
Certain people are saying it's their country, it's not Cameroon.
You cannot have a country more than your other brother now. Yes, there is just no way you can have a country more than your own brother. With whom will you have that country if you don't cooperate or unite with your brother to make up a strong or solid country? It's high time people should sit and we change the old mentality and see how we rebuild the past, forgiving each and everyone, and make sure things keep going. The senatorial elections are for me like Bochong Alhaji Lawan Bako of the United Democratic Party said. It's simple. There have been
C'est un candidat au sénatorial?
No, he is a political leader.
Okay.
Yes, he's a political leader and he stands for justice and justice for all. And in this part of justice and justice for all, it is worth that time now for people to know that galvanize with the people whom you know stand for the people. In the past, people were being picked from north, west, south, east,
but everything comes
without
from
the consent of the
everything
population.
comes from, for the CPDM, for example, is this their stuff of investiture. They have to choose you at the level of the central committee. Reason why Lawon was saying that He's advising the CPDM to select people-oriented candidates that take into consideration the plight of the common man.
I honestly stand into two with Bochong Alhaji Lawan Bako on that part. Yes. We need.
How will you have such people from the CPDM party?
No, it's high time. It's high time. Let's be honest.
Because it is this general notion that the CPDM, they are working according to the dictates of the Central Committee and their party guidelines. They cannot go against what the party says and whatever.
See, Bochong says, invest on somebody who will think of the people. We have had this problem in the northwest and southwest regions because people go and they fight for themselves. People go, be it in parliament, be it as a mayor or senate, you go, you are only looking on how you will have your wealth to build your houses. Let us be honest. Like he equally said, 3/4 of the senators from the northwest region, they are out of the region. They are out of the region. And you can imagine the other senators.
What have they even done? Have you? Can you sign? What can you cite concretely that has been done by a senator? Like somebody said this project was carried out.
Look, these grievances the people have actually nourished has come from these individuals. Let us be honest. And it has created that anger. Yes, you invest on somebody you think. When he gives you the good language, you say, yes, this man will get into Senate or get into Parliament. He'll bring us all the goods. Immediately he gets there, he does not even want to see you. Others even go now, they are thinking of how they will enrich their families, make their family wealthy, instead of thinking of the masses that they are going to represent.
Où est-ce qu'on est censé donc trouver ces personnes-là qui pensent aux populations au jour d'aujourd'hui, puisque vous dites que certaines populations ont donné déjà leur voix à ces membres du RDPC qui n'ont pas réalisé ce qu'ils ont promis.
See, it's very possible for the party now to invest those who will do the work. Okay. Let me give you an example. There are persons, since the beginning of this crisis, they've not left their various constituencies. There are some persons
who are still there.
They are still there. And the population reckon on these persons. And these persons, they also belong to those political parties like the CPDM, the UNDP, the SDF, UDP, and others. Like Bochong Haji Lawan Bako says,
so you are saying that
somebody
President Paul Biya, because he has the constitution gives him the power to appoint 30 senators, 10 from each region, probably, if I'm getting my statistics correct, and the rest 70 to be elected. Why can this 30 not be spread to those people oriented that Bawon is talking about? President Paul Biya just picks people that are recommended by the community or the people around their area, pick them up, appoint them senators.
I am happy with you are thinking. But in another way, or in another sort, you just need to know that the state has its own machinery in which it does its things. And you and I will never go against that. It's just like political parties, they have their platforms. And in the platform of the CPDM, they best know what it takes, as they've given the upper hands equally to the hierarchy of the party. But this is what the population today, they are saying. They need people, they themselves will invest, who will do what the population, they expect.
Mais comment est-ce qu'ils vont donc investir ces personnes-là, les populations, comment elles vont investir ces personnes-là elles-mêmes?
Great. We have councillors.
Okay.
And this is not like we talk of an open election. This is an election. This election concerns councillors. And these councillors, even though we also say like this, not all the councillors are present in their various constituencies, but those who are present in those various constituencies, they best know exactly who is fit and who is not fit. And I want to believe that from them, these councillors, they could easily identify those correct persons and, channel them to the hierarchy of their party to ensure that those that are being invested should be those that should bring back peace. There should be those that will bring development. Should be those that will unite people and let the Northwest region, which is a ravished region for the moment, regain the spirit of unionism and rebuilding the region.
Yes, Charles Kebua, reusing and rebuilding the region. Probably our producer, we calling on him to open the line for those who are watching us to chip in their own contribution, especially this ban by Cho Ayaba of the senatorial elections in the Northwest and Southwest region that is already causing a lot of headache. We are told 2 elections, Cameroon officials have been killed, suspected by suspected gunmen having traces of Ambazonia fighters. Maybe you tell us what you think about the decision of one of the ring leaders. And Charles Kebua Reconstruction Commission was in the Northwest region of the country. They met with that development association or development institution, Midinu, and they opened their doors. They opened their doors for the reconstruction plan. They have given them the go-ahead to reconstruct routes, to rehabilitate routes in the Northwest and Southwest regions of, or in the Northwest rather, Northwest of Cameroon. Like they were in the Southwest, they also met with development authorities or officials in the Southwest region. What do you think of this synergy between the Northwest Development Authority and the presidential plan?
Yeah,
construction and development.
We talked of the presidential plan for the Northwest and Southwest region. Well, we had the delegation was actually up in the Northwest region, not only in the hands of Midino, but they equally met with the regional assembly.
Okay,
yes,
Northwest
Regional Assembly. And to be honest with you, I see this, you know, a good marriage. I will put it a good marriage because, take for example, Midino, the Northwest Development Authority, has been doing a lot despite the crisis. Let us be honest. Despite the crisis, I want to appreciate the management of, you know, of Midino for the works they've been doing, despite the challenges that they go through. But they've been doing a lot. And for the presidential, the reconstruction plan to have got in touch with the regional assembly and come down right to Midino itself for what we talk of a genuine marriage, I see it, I foresee this time they will facilitate and hasten up, you know, the projects that they had longed for the region. Why do I use this? Midino, like I said, is doing so much in the Northwest, be it in Menchum Division, be it in Donga and Mantung, be it in Bui, Ngokochunja, Momo, etc. They've been combing these peripheries, be it supplying seedlings, be it opening roads, be it constructing bridges, be it, in fact, you can imagine there was one time Bamenda upstation right to Akum was inaccessible. But it was thanks to Midino that went and had to intervene, and that road became passable. These are some of those little things that this organization has been doing. And for the presidential plan for reconstruction to have thought of diverting this time to meet, you know, development partners in the region, I want to believe
Charles Kebua, some
something
people have
for
the
us to
opinion
appreciate.
that you cannot be reconstructing when war is still ongoing. What do you have to say to these people who think that the reconstruction should not be taking place while the war is still raging?
I will, as a person,
yes,
development is not only for an individual. Development is for all. And those individuals who stands to retard the development after we have destroyed.
No, they are saying that they will construct and they will still destroy it again. That will be more burden on us. We are wasting of resources.
Yeah, it's wickedness. Let's use this word wickedness. Some persons are just wicked. Yes, some persons are
that
just
you
wicked.
construct a hospital that was burned down,
and then they reconstruct it and you come again to burn it. That's why I say it's pure wickedness. That same hospital, you will need it. That same road, you will need it. That same bridge, you will need it. I've used a small phrase here. I said, works are ongoing in some parts of the Northwest region. And it's negotiable in the sense that people have started realizing that they need these hospitals. People are now realizing that they need these roads. People are realizing that they need these bridges. It is for their good. It is for their accessibility. And if today they have accepted that they should reconstruct, it tells us equally that since they themselves have accepted that it should be reconstructed, then it's high time for people to know that those red zones are simply becoming green zones. And as it is coming green zones, we just pray people should understand that rebuilding is for our development and not for an individual's development.
Yeah.
The roads that are being brought is not President Paul Biya's road that Paul Biya will be flying there. No. It is us, the villagers. It is us, the individuals, or from each of those constituencies. So it's high time for us, honestly, to sit and accept what is going on. Let it be done, and we stop the past.
Somebody who did not even sign his message is writing and asking us that, he said, hi, good morning, Kingsley. Please, I wish to find out from those who call themselves Southern Cameroonians in the diaspora and those who are back home, that where is Abdul Karim, that they were encouraging him to do what he was doing. Why have they forgotten about him like this? He's asking those that he calls Southern Cameroonian. Abdul Karim, a Muslim scholar who was arrested and taken to Yaoundé for his activism. That's what.
Well, at this juncture, I would not like say the state knows exactly how.
The question is addressed to those that were encouraging Abdul Karim to do what he was doing. That why are they silent? Where is Abdul Karim that they are not saying anything?
I'm happy it's coming from somebody outside there that maybe the ongoing crisis might have affected him in one way or the other, to also educate others to understand that it's high time for us to, it's not everybody that should be a leader. It's just not everybody that should be a leader. You cannot say because Seseko is in prison, then Abdul Karim should be released from prison, or this man or that other man, It's high time for people, we are still saying it, to rally on a common front, like we've always said. The case of the Southern Cameroonians is a genuine one. Me, I'm an Anglophone, I'm an English-speaking somebody, that I stand for that one equally. If you are to talk against the Anglophone, I will stand amongst to say, please, it's high time we correct.
But you are not using the gun. That's the difference.
Yeah,
I don't use a non-violent.
And that is what we need. And that is what we need. We've used the guns for quite a long time, which was not the initial plan as far as the crisis, what we were crying. The guns were not the initial part. And those that have brought the guns, we are still telling them, please drop the guns. Drop those guns and leave young Cameroonians rebuild the Northwest and Southwest region with idea. We have ideas. We are intelligent. Anglophones are very intelligent. If Anglophones can rule this country, then what more of if we are within us as a country? So it's high time, please. We still keep begging. People should drop the guns. Drop the guns. Let's stop killing our own selves. It's not really a good one. It isn't. It isn't.
Just Kebua, let's talk about fuel subsidies that will soon be slashed by 50%, and this might affect the prices of fuel at the level of the pumps, and definitely affecting the economy, transportation, and whatever. The government is saying that the subsidies is heavy, from information coming from the director of budget at the Ministry of Finance of Cameroon. The government was spending a lot of money to subsidize fuel.
Why do you spend much money in subsidizing fuel when you have fuel in your own country that you would have?
Do we have the capacity to produce, to refine the crude oil?
Sir, Nigeria is supplying the southern Cameroons. If you go down the northwest and southwest region on the streets, that even my other friends who are police people, they have taken it, it has become a duty to be moving from one small kiosk along the road to pick something like vehicles will ply the roads and you take. Good. That is why because Nigeria has fuel. Nigeria has fuel. Good.
We also have.
Why can we not look for another?
The issue is production. Why can't we produce our own fuel?
We have the fuel. It's something for government to also sit up and see how, production in this country, should be doubled.
We have Sonara.
Yes, we have Sonara. We have Sonara.
But Sonara is not operating at
full capacity. Why? Why? And we say we have. In fact, we have everything in this country.
Cameroonians are already. Cameroonians are already going
making this country, to the pinch that the suffering of the common man, and it's worth something for people to re-strategize.
Okay.
Yes.
Many Cameroonians are already going through a lot. Now, adding the price of these hydrocarbons, will Cameroonians be able to survive? Will they be able to survive?
That is
because most of them are surviving now, as per what information reports that we are gathering on the ground. People are suffering. They cannot even have their 3 square meals per day. It's difficult for Cameroonians now.
That is one part. Let us be honest. It is not easy with the crisis we say we're having in this country, that prices keep skyrocketing. You cannot buy a bunch of plantain that used to be yesterday for 1,500. Today is 7,000. It's the same thing with fuel. So, what is government?
Mais à qui est-ce que ça profite d'étouffer les Camerounais à ce point? Ça profite à qui en fait?
It does not profit the common man.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't profit the common man. It seems as if it's a machinery to make.
Encore, comment est-ce que les populations vont arriver à s'en sortir?
Good. That is why we are saying that we are looking 2023. If government does not re-strategize with this price hike,
a bottle of oil, cooking oil,
turn something back again in
that used to sell for 1,250 is now 1,700, 1,600.
That has everything. This country has everything. And each common man, at least in this country,
mais qui sont donc ces personnes-là, ces leaders-là qui, pour eux, font tout pour que la condition des Camerounais ne s'améliore pas, mais plutôt va s'empirant?
I still maintain this word, Namama, to say it is high time for government to think of the common man.
Charles Kebua, in another way, some other people may be wondering that, do we really know how to manage a country? We might be shouting and saying government is it. Meanwhile, those who are actually doing it, they are out of ideas and they don't know what to do again. We are just blaming them. They don't have any other solution that they can.
But what are they doing there if they don't know what to do?
They have used all their, you know how when you think out of the boxes and you don't have any other thing to do.
Yeah. There is one thing. It's what like I used. Previously.
Managing a country is not.
I used previously. I said we have intellectuals, young, dynamic Cameroonians who are ready handle this country and bring it back to its right feet. I think without hiding, it's high time for old guards to give way to the youths. It's always been said, the future of this country belongs to the youths. Why should the old guards keep, shivering the youths and to stay on guard? No, please, we are pleading to them. Let them give way for these youths to rebuild Cameroon, bring back good, what we talk of strategies, and make
Charles
life
Kebua,
easy.
nous avons beaucoup de Camerounais hors du pays qui sont des experts en plusieurs domaines, mais il y a un problème au Cameroun, c'est le problème de la double nationalité qui ne leur permet pas de venir peut-être appliquer leur expertise au Cameroun. On a même des Camerounais que le gouvernement camerounais a envoyés à l'étranger, dans les caisses de l'État, mais qui n'ont pas ramené au Cameroun. Au jour d'aujourd'hui, est-ce qu'il ne serait pas grand temps qu'on revoie un peu ce problème de double nationalité et qu'on essaye un peu de travailler avec notre diaspora pour permettre au Cameroun de respirer?
if you look in the past, Christmas, let me talk the Northwest and Southwest regions. Christmas periods, we used to have intelligent, smart, nice young guys who went out there. They'll make it back to this country. And coming back, they come and build houses. Coming back, they'll bring vehicles to use. And by the time they are going back, they sell to others at cheaper rate. I think it is high time for government to re-strategize with these people. The dual nationality, to me, it's like a way. Huh?
To block.
Yes. It's like
to allow people to come in. But the crisis has also played a lot.
But the crisis also has played a lot in this present context. Yes.
Most of the financial flow, the money that
you can no more have it again. Why? There are some in the diaspora there that they were part of supporting this issue. And when the thing turned back again to them, they themselves have deprived themselves coming back to their own very home to see their own mothers who are presently in the restive areas. It's I will challenge them. I will challenge them out there to work out a good strategy and tell those who keep fanning the crisis to halt. And together we see how we build things and things go ahead.
Mokum Thomas is writing us from Bamenda. He says, when you ask people not to take part in any election, is directly contributing to bad governance, since the wrong people who will take the wrong decision will be voted. He also said that he's also saying that since the fire accident at Sonara, things have never been the same with petroleum products in Cameroon. Those were the contribution of Mokum.
Mokum Thomas, I want to honestly thank you. You see, you've got his input. Yes, if you get Mokum Thomas's input, he has directly just told us to understand that perpetrators should not think they have Cameroon at heart. They shouldn't. Like he said, if we don't come to unite ourselves and see how we forge ahead, those who will keep taking decisions on us,
they are wrong people.
Will be wrong people. And once you have wrong persons to take decision on you, you will never strive. If you go to the Northwest region, let us be honest. It is now we are realizing that we can. Bamenda had been on dust. Like just I'm talking to you now, the whole town is on dust. People you cannot keep your vehicle from morning till midday. You need to go to a washing point. And it becomes expensive because if you are going to the washing point, you need money to pay. How often will you wash your car? Once we keep people with wrong decisions, we keep imprisoning ourselves.
Okay.
And like Mokum said, I think it's high time, those in the diaspora who keep saying people should boycott, the time for boycott has passed. It's high time for us to sit and see how we rebuild.
Thank you, Charles Kebua. Thank you for coming. Thank you to Gwladys. You guys should have a great weekend. That's the end of today's edition of the program.
I'll just use this opportunity to greet His Excellency, the Governor of the Northwest region. It's a new year. I want to greet Governor Adolf Lele Lafrique. Let me also use this opportunity to greet Buchong Alhaji Lawan Bako, the Mayor of Bamenda 2 Council, Chenme Peter, who is actually doing so much as a youth within the Bamenda 2, and also the Mayor of Bamenda 3 Council, Fongo Kletus. These are some people that comes from some platforms that are doing enormous, and we can see it visibly. And it's high time, like we say, we should unite ourselves, Anglophones, and come out of the quagmire in which we find ourselves, that we're killing ourselves and keep destroying the future that we have children that tomorrow may not have a good future.
Thank you, Tebong Christain, our producer for the day. Thank you to televiewers of My Media Prime Television for watching the last edition of the week. Do have a great weekend. And of course, Gwladys Bomotonguina was here to assist me with the presentation, hoping that we meet again on Monday. Bye for now.